Jerusalem is a city rich in history and a major pilgrimage site for millions. But Josh Gates is on the trail of a terrifying discovery, something unearthed beneath the very spot where Jesus is believed to have been crucified. As dust motes danced in the afternoon sun, Josh peered into the excavation pit. What he uncovered sent shivers down his spine. Let's explore this discovery together. The Church of the Holy Sepulchre is not just a historical building. It is deeply tied to the story of Jesus. Long ago, in the 1st century AD, Jerusalem was left in ruins after a fierce battle known as the Siege of Jerusalem in AD 70. The city was devastated, and it took a long time for things to change. By AD 130, the Roman Emperor Hadrian decided to rebuild the ruins and created a new city called Aelia Capitolina. To make room for this new city, he ordered the filling in of a cave that had a rock-cut tomb, so he could build a temple to Roman gods Jupiter or Venus on top. This temple stood proudly until the early 4th century. In AD 312, something remarkable happened. Emperor Constantine, who had been a pagan, saw a vision of a cross in the sky. This vision led him to embrace Christianity, and by AD 326, he decided to replace the Roman temple with a church. Constantine wanted to find the tomb of Jesus Christ, so he asked Bishop Macarius of Jerusalem for help. Macarius, along with Bishop Eusebius of Caesarea, began searching the area. Their efforts paid off when they uncovered a rock-cut tomb and 3 crosses nearby. One of these crosses was said to have miraculous powers and was believed to be the true cross, the one on which Jesus had been crucified. This discovery led them to believe they had found the place where Jesus was buried and crucified, known as Calvary. In AD 335, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre was completed and consecrated. The church was built around the site of the tomb identified by Macarius. The church had 2 main sections: a large rotunda called the Anastasis, believed to be the burial place of Jesus, and a grand basilica known as the Martyrium, located to the east, which was thought to be the traditional site of Calvary. This initial construction was a monumental effort, reflecting the newfound importance of Christianity in the Roman Empire and its enduring influence on Jerusalem. As time went on, the church faced numerous challenges. In AD 614, a fire destroyed the church when the Sasanian Empire, under King Khosrau II, captured Jerusalem. The church was rebuilt by Emperor Heraclius in 630 after he recaptured the city. Despite the efforts to protect Christian sites, the church continued to suffer damage from earthquakes and fires over the years. In AD 746, an earthquake severely damaged the dome, and another fire in 841 caused further destruction. In 1009, the church was destroyed by the Fatimid Caliph al-Hakim. This destruction was part of a broader campaign against Christian places of worship in Palestine and Egypt. The church's roof was damaged, and the original shrine was ruined. The destruction shocked Christian Europe, leading to increased tensions and eventually contributing to the Crusades. In the early 11th century, the church was rebuilt through negotiations between the Fatimids and the Byzantine Empire. By AD 1048, the church had been reconstructed, although much of the original structure remained in ruins. The new church had a court open to the sky with 5 small chapels dedicated to scenes from the life of Christ. When the Crusaders arrived in 1099, they took the church from the Fatimids and began a major renovation. They rebuilt the church in a Romanesque style, unifying the chapels and adding a bell tower. The church became the center of the Latin Patriarchs and was an important pilgrimage site for Christians. However, control of the church continued to change hands. In 1187, the church fell to Saladin, but Christian pilgrims were still allowed to visit. It was later retaken by Emperor Frederick II in the 13th century. Throughout the centuries, the church faced more damage and renovations, often affected by conflicts and changes in control. During the Ottoman period, the Franciscans renovated the church in 1555, adding a marble shrine around Jesus' tomb to protect it from damage. The church faced more fires and conflicts over the years, leading to additional repairs and renovations. In the 20th century, significant restoration work was undertaken. Then, in 2016, Josh Gates went on an amazing journey to Jerusalem to explore and record the restoration of the Edicule. The restoration project was critical, as it aimed to ensure the safety and authenticity of one of Christianity's most significant relics. The team of archaeologists and conservationists had only 60 hours to do their investigation, making this a race against time. Gates's exploration started with a detailed look at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. He pointed out that while the current church building was relatively new, it was built on the foundations of older churches and structures. The original site, identified by Helena and Constantine, had gone through many changes, showing the turbulent history of Jerusalem. As Gates and his team worked on the restoration project, they found several layers of historical evidence. The first excavation revealed a layer of marble from the Crusader era, showing the renovations and changes made during that time. This marble was important, but not the oldest evidence of the church's history. Under the Crusader era marble, the team found older marble pieces from the time of Emperor Constantine. These pieces confirmed that the site was correctly identified as the location of Jesus' crucifixion and burial. The discovery of these ancient marble pieces was important in confirming the historical connection of the site. The most exciting discovery, however, was finding the original limestone bed of the burial cave. This ancient rock surface, hidden under centuries of construction and renovations, was strong evidence. The limestone bed matched descriptions of the tomb, where Jesus was traditionally believed to have been buried. Uncovering this base layer was a significant event, providing solid proof that the site honored by millions might really be the true location of Jesus' burial. Gates's excitement was clear as he described the moment of uncovering this base layer. The discovery was strong proof of the historical and religious importance of the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. It provided strong evidence that the place traditionally believed to be Jesus' tomb might be where he was buried. Josh Gates's trip to Jerusalem not only uncovered the history of this holy site, but also showed the ongoing efforts to preserve and understand one of the most important places in religious history. His adventure offered new insights into the Church's past and its importance to millions of people worldwide. The restoration of the edicule and the discoveries made during the excavation helped us better understand the Church's historical and religious importance. Gates's work highlighted the need for continued archaeological and conservation efforts, making sure this sacred site remains significant to millions of people around the world. Beyond the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Gates's expedition included a wider exploration of the Old City of Jerusalem. This old city, with its narrow winding streets and rich history, provided a lively backdrop for his journey. Jerusalem's Old City is split into 4 parts: the Christian quarter, the Muslim quarter, the Jewish quarter, and the Armenian quarter. Each part has its own unique feel and historical importance. Gates explored the Christian quarter, which is home to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and its many chapels, shrines, and old buildings. The Christian quarter is a fascinating place full of history. Walking through its narrow streets, you can almost feel the stories of people from long ago. Every corner and every stone in this area seems to whisper tales from centuries past. Josh Gates's adventure through these old streets gave us a deeper understanding of how important Jerusalem is to different religions and cultures. He shows how every quarter of the city tells its own unique story, contributing to the rich tapestry of Jerusalem's history. In the Muslim quarter, Gates experienced the vibrant life of the city. The markets were bustling with activity, and the streets were alive with energy. This part of the city is not just busy, but also holds significant religious sites. Among these are the Dome of the Rock, a stunningly beautiful shrine, and the Al-Aqsa Mosque, both of which are very important in Islam. The presence of these holy places adds to the rich mix of religions that make Jerusalem so special. Moving to the Jewish quarter, Gates found himself surrounded by historical landmarks that reveal the Jewish heritage of Jerusalem. The Western Wall, often called the Wailing Wall, is one of the most sacred sites in Judaism. This wall is all that remains of the Second Temple, which was destroyed by the Romans in 70 AD. Standing before this ancient wall, Gates could feel the deep connection that people from various faiths have with Jerusalem. Finally, Gates explored the Armenian quarter. Although it is smaller compared to the other quarters, it is full of its own rich history and cultural significance. The Armenian community has been a part of Jerusalem for many centuries. The quarter features important sites like the Armenian Patriarchate and the St. James Monastery, which highlight the unique traditions and heritage of the Armenian people. Gates's journey through these diverse quarters of Jerusalem helped him appreciate how each part of the city contributes to its complex and fascinating history. From the Muslim quarter's bustling markets to the Jewish quarter's sacred sites and the Armenian quarter's cultural treasures, Jerusalem's history is as varied as it is captivating. Through his expedition, through his trip, Josh Gates learned more about the historical and religious importance of Jerusalem. The city's long history, with its many battles, rebuilds, and religious meaning, made it an interesting and rich place for his journey. Gates's visit to the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Old City showed how different religions are deeply connected to this ancient city. Gates's trip also highlighted the need for continued archaeological work and conservation in Jerusalem. Fixing up the edicule and the finds from the excavation at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre was important for keeping the historical value of this sacred site. These efforts ensure that future generations can continue to connect with the profound history and religious significance of Jerusalem. Josh Gates's expedition to Jerusalem revealed new insights into the Church of the Holy Sepulchre and its historical significance. The restoration of the edicule and the uncovering of the original limestone bed highlighted the church's importance as a key site of faith and history. What are your thoughts on these discoveries? Let us know in the comment section below.